This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com. Happy Friday, and what I'm looking at today is the trailer for 2019's Charlie's Angels. The thing about Charlie's Angels is that it was a television show in the late 1970s, I believe. And it was a show I actually watched, and I enjoyed it. But the thing is, the whole concept revolved around, the 70s show that is, revolved around the idea that these three women who were police officers were stuck doing mundane, boring, repetitive tasks. And a mysterious person known only as Charlie, who you never saw in the entire run of the series as far as I'm aware, and you'd only hear his voice over a speaker as he gave the angels missions and whatever. And that process was facilitated by Bosley. And the thing about Charlie's Angels, what makes that concept, at least a television series, an effective one, is that the state of women in the workplace was not a great one, in the sense that they had to do menial, like the series illustrated, they had to do menial tasks. They weren't at the seat of power for the most part, generally speaking. If you look hard enough, you will find examples of women in roles that were typically held by men. But the thing is, that's the exception, certainly not the rule. So Charlie's Angels reflected that. It was a product of its time. Women have made strides since that time, to be sure, but it's not to say that there are not still hills to climb. That's the whole point of the Me Too movement, illustrating the patriarchy will ebb and flow. It doesn't mean that women still don't have a way to go. But the thing of it is, the way that they were illustrated in Charlie's Angels isn't really applicable. So you had the movies come out, which frankly I didn't watch. I think I don't know if I've actually seen an entire Charlie's Angels movie. But the thing is, I would imagine that they would move beyond that whole aspect of the characters and perhaps make them more modern women. Now the franchise is being rebooted by Elizabeth Banks, who as an actress had a certain amount of renown, but as a director, she has really come to her own. And I don't know if Charlie's Angels in general is the movie for me. It's not that it's women at the helm of it, in many capacities in fact, behind and in front of the camera. It's not that. For instance, I loved Neil Marshall's The Descent, which was a pretty much female-centric take on a horror movie. Neil Marshall's a guy, but nonetheless, the movie itself was very female-centric. So it's less an issue with the gender of the people involved than this is just not my type of movie. It's not something I would pay to see. It's not even something, frankly, I would probably watch if it were on Netflix or some other place. It's just not my type of thing, typically. But in any case, I can watch the trailer. So let's take a look at a trailer for 2019's reboot of Charlie's Angels.
I think women can do anything.
Just because they can doesn't mean they should.
But I have so many talents.
It's like I'm powerful with a little bit of tender.
I'm just a decoy stud.
That's just the way you make me feel.
Who steals your manager? Need money.
Outstanding Angels.
Patrick Stewart?
You have a new client?
Who is she?
Jemima
I can
Hansen?
sleep at night.
Why am I only
I'm a
mentioning the
programmer on a
dudes?
product that can revolutionize the power industry, but there is a possibility it can be weaponized.
Elena, we need to go.
You know
No.
I'm bringing bombs.
You're not a waitress? No, I'm Jane.
Oh.
Who are you? I'm Bosley.
Welcome to the Pounds and Apes.
Sure about a
We
female
exist because traditional
Bosley.
law enforcement can't keep up.
I don't like that, boy.
You guys are like lady spies. Jane's former MI6.
Oh God. What did you do to Sven? I compressed his carotid and deoxygenated his brainstem. Well, that sounds painful.
Don't worry, he's gonna wake up.
Unless he doesn't.
Sabina runs the ground game.
See, I know stuff.
Let's get the weapon before it becomes every bad guy's favorite new toy. Take her to the closet, gear her up.
We're gonna need some wigs, toys, clothes.
What the hell is Patrick Stewart's role in this?
There's another closet. Oh, mints.
Let's just stop the touching. Some of these blows up.
I love phosphorus.
It's my favorite chemical.
Jane, are you flirting with a handsome nerd?
Of course not.
How'd that feel? Because it looked like it felt really good.
That felt nice.
We in it together, but don't call me Angel.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
Well, that was the trailer for Charlie's Angels, and I am so not interested. And I shouldn't have to say this, but I don't care about this movie. It's not my thing. I don't care about the Fast and Furious movies. I don't care about Hobbs and Shaw. It's these type of movies, these action movies of this nature are not my thing. I don't care if Tom Cruise is in it. It does not interest me. I don't care about the Mission Impossible movies, in fact, speaking of Tom Cruise. Saw one John Wick movie. Don't care about that. It's not a very good movie. It's I don't know, an hour and a half of action scenes. I can't say this is that, but it's just not my thing. I don't care. If you enjoy it, let me know down below. If you don't enjoy it, let me know down below. And if you like this video, please give me a like and even consider subscribing. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer into Reaction. Peace. And happy weekend.